Hey everyone, Reid Henrichs, Valor. What we're going to do in this video today is I'm going to show you my everyday carry gear. And I know I did this video several years ago, but wanted to give you an updated version. You'll notice some similarities, you'll notice a little bit of differences. I like to keep things the same generally speaking, but I'll give you guys some suggestions and hopefully be able to help you out. Now before we tabletop what I'm going to have in my body right now, I want to make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel. I keep looking at my analytics. You guys are like 60% subscribed, 40% not subscribed. If you're going to watch my stuff, and I really appreciate you being here, if this is your first time or if you've watched a couple of the videos, appreciate you being here. And if you're going to watch my stuff, all I'll ask, just subscribe, share, like, all that stuff, and it helps us with the algorithm. In case you haven't realized it, there are a lot of things change on YouTube, but a lot of it doesn't either. You know, I see some channels just taking off, and they usually talk about like sports and stuff, and then people talking about constitutional issues like the Second Amendment, First Amendment, firearms, like my channel does. They kind of tend to like level it off. So subscribe and let's fight the good fight. All right, everyone, you notice I don't run a lot of stuff on my everyday carry. I have a pistol, a way to reload it, a way to see in the dark, and then something to carry all that stuff. Very simple stuff. Why? Because I'm always out doing stuff. I maintain 82 acres of property out here at Valor Ridge. It's very tedious landscaping work. It is a labor of love. And the thing is that when you're outside doing things a lot, you don't want to have a lot of stuff on you. Additionally, when I go out into town, you know, which is rare, but you got to reload on the humidor sometimes. When I go out in town, you know, I don't want to carry a lot of stuff. I like to be able to move, like the little jog, like a diesel truck, get going and keep going. So I want to keep things simple for your everyday carry. Also, I understand people have a lot of different professions out there. So I can show you alternatives to some of this stuff, and hopefully that will help you out. Now, the first part of any good concealed carry, all right, is going to be your belt, and especially if you're carrying stuff that is decently heavy. So this right here, guys, you've seen this one before. You think there's any one-handed drills right there? There's just a few, right? So what we're looking at, folks, is we're looking at a nice sturdy belt. This is an Aries belt, and I will put links in the description box below to every single one of these items that I can. And this is a belt that's about as sturdy of a belt as I've ever used. I am squeezing as hard as I can, and I cannot collapse that webbing. Now, I can tell you guys that this belt has lasted me for years, and I wear it every day. I wear this belt every day, and it does not degrade. It doesn't weaken. It's just a good sturdy belt by Aries, and they do stand by their product. Simple buckle, nice flat edge if you're going to do one-handed manipulations off of it. I like this belt a lot. Now, second part of that is going to be a good holster, guys. So what we're looking at here, you got to have a quality holster. This one here is a keeper's concealment, and this is called the Cornerstone. Now, what I like about this holster is that, first of all, these discreet carry clips are awesome. They stay put. I normally, in the past, like maybe 10, 15 years ago, wouldn't have been a clip guy, but since I've been using these, I realize how impossible it is for these to come off. I mean, it's going to break. The holster is going to break before these clips come off. And this holster rides up very appropriately for me at the right height. What I also like about these clips is that you can adjust the height of how you like to carry. You can have a more concealability or easier access to the draw. I like somewhere right in the middle. That way I can get a good grip, but it still stays concealed. And this is a teardrop wedge. You guys saw this 4 years ago. Looks the exact same, doesn't it? Because these things don't wear out. The link to this also in the description box, guys. V Group, I believe, is what they're called. And this, I really believe in what they do because this thing's held up under a lot of use. So this is a great holster. Now, I also use a JM Kydex holster, and I'll show you that as well. This is another option that I use a lot, and this one here is in Tiffany blue. Don't worry, this is my wife's, not mine. I don't wear Tiffany blue stuff often. So what we're looking at right here, guys, is that this is a Tiffany blue wedge. You could also get that V Group wedge and put that on the back here, but she likes the foam right here. This is a JM Kydex holster, another great holster company. The owner, Tony, is a really great guy. He also does the monoblock discrete carry clips as well. So if you compare the two of these, you see that these are closer together. These are a little bit farther apart, but they both accomplish the exact same thing. The holster is going to stay in the same spot no matter what you do and no matter how you're using it, guys. All right, so the heart of the issue, everyday carry, means that we carry of the issue, everyday carry, means that we carry a firearm, right? A pistol. So this is my old trusty Glock 19 with Ameriglow sights on there. I use Glock 19s, Gen 3s, and I have for 15 plus years. So these guns have never let me down. I've got, man, I could not put a round count on how many rounds I've got through a Glock 19 on you. And I'm not saying that to say, look how much I shoot. I'm letting you know it's what I do for a living. I teach classes full time. I shoot in my private time. So I've taken a lot of training classes as well. So the thing is, like, I've never had a problem with a Glock 19. I've never had a malfunction. And because I run good mags, standard Glock mags right here, and I use just standard Glock parts in here. The only thing I have is, because this is a Gen 3, is I did put this grip force adapter, because sometimes if you get up high enough on that pistol, slide can catch you. So grip force came out with this. Now this was such a good idea that Glock started incorporating this into their Gen 4s and their Gen 5 pistols. So this comes standard, this extended beaver tail comes standard in the newer generations of Glock pistols. And I know there's guys out there that say, man, Glock's great, it's just not the best pistol in the world out there. Well, I'll tell you this, I've never seen anybody that could outshoot a Glock. I've never seen any pistol shooter, and I've shot with the best of them. I have never seen anybody that was able to outshoot a Glock, ever. The pistol's always going to be more accurate than we are. So they are great, reliable guns. They're gold standard worldwide for general purpose use, concealed carry, law enforcement, military pistol. There's a reason why that there's so many people that use them, because they flat out work. Price is exceptionally reasonable, and they're just reliable if you don't mess with them. Why I choose Ameriglow sights, I like the sight picture. I like a flat front sight, and I also like a nice square notch. Some people like the U-notch, and there's nothing wrong with that either. That works, and if your eyes work that way, great. But this is just a pistol that's worked for me and worked for me and worked for me. Some of you guys ask about what ammo, concealed carry ammo. I just go with boring old gold dot. Been around for decades. Why? I don't know. There's quite a bit of data about what the gold dot round does. And if you use HSTs, great. They work too. In fact, I carry HSTs in a Glock 26 when I have to have a smaller, footprint, and those work great too. But in this pistol, this Glock 19, it loves spear gold dot. So you're gonna have to go out and shoot your pistol and see what it likes, and make sure that it's hitting point aim, point impact for you. And if it does, then that's be what I would use. So the reason I don't use HSTs in this pistol is because it doesn't hit point of aim, point of impact for me. It hits about 8 inches high. So that doesn't do me good, does it? So this gold dot hits right on the money, and so that's exactly why I carry gold dot in this pistol. It's kind of like the Ford, Chevy, Coke, Pepsi, all that stuff going on. It's all good. It just depends on what you like. But make sure that you're using something reliable. There's all kinds of information about what ammo you can use for concealed carry out there. I'm not going to rehash everything that we've known for 20 years. Spear, Winchester, Federal. Yeah, they're all going to work for you. Just make sure that it hits right where you want it to. If you're carrying a pistol, then I would highly recommend carrying a spare magazine and a magazine pouch for it, a way to carry it. This mag pouch right here is a Blade Tech. And this is a very good one. I've used this forever. It's very low profile, very thin, and you can put it wherever you'd like. It's got these nice little plastic clips on there. Really hard to break. I have not been able to do it, and very reasonably priced yet again, and easy stuff. A good mag pouch. You won't be able to shake it out of there, but if you need to pull it out, it should come out readily. So that's why I use that. When it comes to illumination, right? When it comes to a white light, I've tried quite a bit of lights over the years. All of them are good. I've kind of really went with this Phoenix PD36R over the last 4 or 5 years. It's bright. I think it's 1500 lumens or something like that. So you don't have to use the brightness. You can also make it a little bit dimmer, and then you can make it brighter as you go along with this right here. What I really like about this light is that it also offers a rechargeable option. So you could use 123As, or you could use this rechargeable one. And this one here is awesome because this is a rechargeable battery, and the charge lasts forever. And all you got to do to recharge it is you can just pull this back. It's one of those ports that you can use, and it comes with all the stuff, and then you just plug that in. You can plug it in your computer, plug it in the wall, and then within a few hours you got a fully charged light, and the charge holds forever. I mean, I've used this one for months. I use it all the time when I walk outside, and it doesn't do anything. It should say it doesn't diminish. All right, last, when it comes to the seeing and being able to protect yourself, I've got my blade right here. This is an Emerson Combat Fighter. I've liked this one a lot. I believe the serial number is 17 on this. Hand etched by Ernie Emerson himself. And I like this knife a lot. It is exactly what I would be looking for in a folding knife. And it's just been durable, and I've carried this for, man, 12, 13 years. And I haven't had any issues with it whatsoever. Now let's talk about the non-fun stuff that people like to not really go into sometimes. I like to focus on having you guys have a way to fix yourself. You know, you can still have issues that are not firearms related. For example, car wrecks. You could have people tripping and falling into glass. You know, I can tell you that one of the worst injuries that I've ever seen on somebody was a construction worker who had tripped and fallen when he was doing some sewer work. He had jackhammered the concrete. He wasn't paying attention, and he slipped and fell down the jagged concrete in the rebar, and all that stuff tore his front of his tibia fibia, and all that muscle gouged out. All that, I could see through his leg. So when I got to the call and I saw the guy, he was in shock because there's so much trauma there. And I can tell you, had people in that vicinity had this kind of stuff, there would have been a lot less blood loss. The guy ended up living. He was okay. But the point being is that we can find situations that where people don't get hurt in a gunfight, but they still need medical attention. I can't tell you the amount of car crashes I've come across in my life where somebody has been injured. There's been bleeding, glass, things like that to help. I had a buddy of mine in college slice off his 2 fingers, nearly slice off his fingers right here because he was mad and jammed his knife into something, and it almost I mean, there's only a couple of sinews holding this stuff on. There's a lot of blood. So, you know, we want to be able to help people if we can. And I'm going to tell you guys, for all you guys out there, man, like you guys carrying firearms and saying, oh, I don't need any medical gear, I win gunfights. Well, here's some news. You can win the gunfight and still get shot. You know, it does happen from time to time. So when that does happen, or your family members get hit, or innocent bystanders get hit, you know, we want to be able to protect them. So what I carry this compressed gauze right here. It comes in a pack just like this. And I also carry a pressure dressing right here. You know, you can go, there's a lot of different ones, guys. I carry a pressure dressing. It doesn't matter which one it is. I just like this when it cinches down, it's compact. And then of course, my everyday tourniquet is this Cat 7. I like this a lot for one-handed application. You can use that. They're easy to do one-handed. In the past, I've carried the Soft T wide, but for a one-handed application, that may not be the easiest thing in the world to do. So this one I know is a lot easier to do. And then of course, I carry rubber gloves. Now, I always tell people this. People are like, oh man, that's smart to carry rubber gloves. You know, you never know, you know, when you're treating strangers what they can have. Hey, I don't wear these because of strangers. I carry these because of my friends that I may have to treat. And one last thing, guys, sometimes I will carry a Glock 26. This is a Gen 5. This once again has Ameriglow sights on it. It just depends on what I'm doing. You know, if I need to have a little bit more concealment, then I will carry this 26. Once again, keeper's concealment, errand. Great one. I use this in my workout shorts all the time, and when I'm going to lifting weights, I carry this all the time. It's easy to put on athletic shorts, sweatpants, anything else. You just run to the store. I love this holster. It's awesome, and it's just light and real low profile. Once again, I told you the Gen 5s come with that beaver tail, and so that's what I like about that. And oddly enough, in this pistol here, I do carry HSTs because that's what hits right on top of my front sight at 25 yards, and that's where I test all my ammo. Is at 25. I should be able to hold 9-ring or better, and I'm not talking on a B8. I'm talking about an SR, you know, 21 target. It's a little bit more demanding than a B8. So I like to do that. So to be able to hold fist-sized groups for sure at 25 yards. If you can't, I know a guy that can help you with that, and we can do all that even without red dots, guys. So those are some ideas for your everyday carry. There's all kinds of videos out there. I've seen guys everyday carry where the whole table is littered with stuff, and I just don't know how practical that is. So we only have so much real estate on ourselves, and we only have so much capabilities to carry what we do carry. I try to keep minimal stuff going on, not a lot. Keep your system simple, keep it consistent. Make sure you have a quality holster, quality belt, quality bag pouch, quality light, all that stuff. I got links in the description box to all this stuff. And more important than what you have, learn how to use it. And we'd love to have you in a class. This is Reid Henrichs, Valor, reminding you, lessons that we learned written on tombstones of others. We'll see you on the ridge.